Hello everybody and welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've been on live and today I have a bit of some news to share with you. But before we get into that, hello to all of our returning subscribers and our new subscribers. This channel hit 16,000 subscribers this week, so yay us. Our community is expanding. Thank you so much for your support. I totally appreciate it. Probably see I'm kind of in a different part of my studio today and wanted to sit down as I delivered this message to you guys today, these updates, if you will, going forward. Hello. Go ahead and drop a hello in the chat section. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Thank you for joining me today. Oh my goodness. Ready for the staff meeting. Well, this is going to be like a staff meeting where I'm not making anything today, but we're going to talk about some stuff. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Drop a hello in the chat for me. So many familiar names. Hey, Amy and Claire and Tanya and Suze. Hello. 8 p.m. in the UK. That's right. It's a little bit later. Part of the woods. Hey, Melanie. How are you? I'm so glad you guys are here. Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Suze. I appreciate it. Yeah, drop a hello. How you been? So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Okay, I am trying to figure out on my... Okay, I may not be able to do it that way. Okay. I've got my streaming software pulled up and I'm missing a screen. And so I'm trying to find out where it's at. Okay, where'd it go? Okay, I'm just going to have to look elsewhere. Oh no, here it is. There we go. All right. Hey, Deborah, what's going on? Jamie, hey, Tim, what's going on? So glad to see everybody. Lots of folks here today. Hello. All right. Well, we're going to get right into it because I don't want to continue to bury the lead. There are some people who I am close with in this industry who know this news already. And then I also shared this news with the Patreon community yesterday. And so I wanted to share this news with all of you guys. A lot of you have been with me for a very, very long time. And I had went back and forth about how I was going to share this. And I didn't know if I was going to do a recorded video or if I was going to go live. And honestly, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go live so I can talk to my people. I'm going to talk to my people to tell you what's going on in the future of Victoria Marie Designs and share all of the information. So here we go. After 7 years of owning Victoria Marie Designs, I have made the decision to go from being a full-time entrepreneur in this industry back to being a full-time employee and whatever that's going to look like. Now, this decision has been a year in the making, and there are a lot of reasons for this, but I want to say this first and foremost. Victoria Marie Designs would not be where it is today if it wasn't for all of you supporting me in the many ways that you guys support me, whether here on this YouTube channel, Patreon, Victoria Marie Facebook group, buying the classes, going to the in-person retreats, participating in the online crops, all of those things. I am so grateful to this community in so many ways. This industry is tough. It is small, it is niche, and it's so important that we support makers out there, particularly small makers who are trying to make it happen. There are a lot of reasons why I decided to exit full-time entrepreneurship, but notice I didn't say Victoria Marie Designs is going away. I'll get to that here in just a second, as I can't leave my people, so I'll get to that in just a second. Being an entrepreneur, being a solopreneur, a one-woman operation has been an education. This little business that could turn 7 in June. And I remember back in 2014 when I started my YouTube channel, I did it at a time where I was working in an industry. I was working in child welfare at the time. I was a case manager. And my job was very stressful. And so scrapbooking was a way for me to sort of have something happy in my life that I could come home to after a very hard day of dealing with cases and dealing with other things. And what I found was that making YouTube videos was like an extension of my scrapbooking hobby. And then flash forward 2 years, it became my full-time job. I started Victoria Marie Designs in 2016. I launched my first class, which was Layering Like a Boss, which to date was my highest selling, most popular course that I've offered out of all the courses that I've offered over the years. I have had the tremendous opportunity to do so many things in this business. I've been interviewed on podcasts. I have developed my own online classes, which many of you have taken. I hosted in-person scrapbook retreats. I started online virtual crops in 2020. I've got to do a lot of freelance and contract work, sit on some fabulous design teams, teach at scrapbook.com headquarters, which is fabulous, by the way. Be a part of the Scrapbook and Cards Today team, design team, work with Ali Edwards. I've met so many people in this industry who I thought I would never meet in my entire life as a crafter, people who I have developed close relationships with over the years, and it's been really great. On the flip side, but I also have to say, the most important thing is building this community. And I wanted to build a community that was inclusive and that was diverse, where you felt welcome to be who you are in this community, to bring whatever skill level that you have and not feel like your work doesn't compare to other people. We're all here to share. That I can share my knowledge in this industry and learn from others as well, whether just as a hobbyist or whatnot. And that engagement component of it is, I think, what kept this whole thing together for so long. Building this YouTube channel, that type of thing. The engagement part of it, I didn't realize was so crucial until I start getting feedback from a lot of you saying that the Facebook group community or the online crops or whatever are your happy place. And that warms my heart. I love that I'm able to provide that, because that's what I always wanted as a crafter, and having some doors shut in my face from a social standpoint, because not everybody is open and welcoming. So I wanted to make sure that, at least in this community, that we are, and we have fabulous engagement. Hello. Family members are watching this as well. Thank you, sweetie. We have fabulous engagement here in this community, and that's not something that I ever want to lose. So all that to say, the flip side of this is that it has been a struggle. It has been a struggle for me for at least 2 years now. I've always kind of had some ebbs and flows in this business, and I'm going to be honest with you guys in this. I'm just give you the real deal, because y'all know that's how I am. So I'm just going to give you the real deal of this thing. A lot of you out there I know own your own businesses, or you've had a business before, or you've been in this industry before, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So earlier in the business journey, when I was just starting out, not really knowing what I was doing, that type of thing, I had some hiccups now and then. I had some successes. I did end up going back to work temporarily, like a small little part-time situation, just to make some extra money while I was getting some things off the ground. And then it seemed like the business was sort of taken off, and it never really, honestly, I don't run a six-figure business. I did decent. I did okay. I had lots of opportunities to do a lot of things, but it was definitely stressful at the point where, let's see, 2020 came around. We're in the pandemic, right? Things are going crazy. I had 3 in-person retreats scheduled that I had to cancel. I took a significant financial loss because of that. And when you are a one-woman operation, thousands of dollars lost is pretty significant. But on the flip side of that, I started the online virtual crops, which were great in the beginning, and participation sort of declined after 2020, or mainly when the world started, opening up a little bit about mid 2021. People are starting to go, in-person stuff. We're all trying to get out and socialize and be with people and be with friends and stuff, and that's cool. But I start noticing a dip in that part of my business. I was struggling with a lot of other areas in my business, and I was trying to figure out, how do I scale this thing? And around, let's say, towards the end of 2021, after I kind of got off the roller coaster of 2020, also part of 2020, I got increased engagement. And there were a lot of things going on that year, particularly surrounding like the Black Lives Matter movement and the George Floyd killing and all this other stuff. There were conversations around inclusion in a lot of different industries. And it also was brought up in our craft and hobby industry and brought to light by a lot of different companies who had to kind of look to see where they were in their diversity. As a result of that, I got opportunities from a lot of different companies to do a lot of things, do a lot of different things. So I got to be on the American Crafts design team. I did some work with Kingston Crafts for HSN, did all these other things. So while this exposure was great, it didn't necessarily move the needle a whole lot when it came to my business, right? So I had to kind of mitigate that. But there was a lot of other things coming that way by way of contract and freelance, and that was great too. So I got off that roller coaster in 2020 and then got into 2021. Towards the end of 2021, I started feeling the initial phases of burnout. I don't have a team. I don't have anyone hired. I was struggled a lot of points where I thought, finally, I'll be able to hire someone, maybe just temporarily to help me on a project or maybe just assist me with admin stuff. But something would always happen where I couldn't financially make that happen. And so I thought, you know what, I'll just do all the things. I'll continue to do all the things. Now, my spouse supported me in a lot of different ways, but she has her full-time career as a tenured college professor. So there's only so much that I can, lean on other folks when they have other things going on. So the burnout feelings were starting to happen, but I didn't recognize it. 2022 came around and I was at a loss. I didn't know what I was going to do with this business. I had an interest in a lot of different things. I didn't know how to get things started. I didn't know how to move forward. I started reaching out to people that I know that are in the industry, reached out to my friend who's a brand consultant. She owns her own business. Start watching videos about, what do you do when you need to scale your business and, that type of thing. But at the same time that I was trying to figure out how to pivot Victoria Marie Designs, I was exhausted. I was completely exhausted doing all the stuff in the business, right? The marketing and sales, the development, the content, the social media, the crops, all the things. I'm doing all that stuff. And the reality is that you need people to help you with those things. So at the end of 2022, the burnout was heavy. And I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to admit that I was burnt out, that I was ready to move on to something else. I told myself at the end of 2022, as I was sort of figuring out what I wanted to do in 2023, it had been suggested to me that maybe you start venturing into the product space. And that's something that I never really wanted to do because that's a whole nother monkey. But I thought, okay, well, maybe we'll do a quarterly kit subscription. And then maybe that'll help us fundraise so that we can get a graphic designer to do custom Victoria Marie products and that type of thing. And so I was somewhat excited about it. But on the flip side of that, I'm like, oh God, no, I can't do all of this by myself. And so that initial excitement just kind of waned, but I continued to push forward. I started doing market research. Brie and I both did, my spouse. We started researching different companies. We started looking at who we could reach out to for distribution. We started doing all these different things. But I was not geeked up about it. I just felt it was just another thing that I needed to do in order to move the business along. So that's what happened. 2023 came around. Q1 was probably the worst quarter I ever had. I was not motivated. I did not want to work. I hated being in my studio. I was starting to feel resentful. I was incredibly tired. And probably around mid-2022 going into 2023, I started having physical manifestations of the burnout and the stress. So I was diagnosed with prediabetes in October. That kind of took a while to develop, but it didn't help that I was stressed. I think that just kind of hurried things along. I'm doing okay now, but my A1C is coming down. But I was diagnosed with prediabetes. I was gaining weight. I wasn't sleeping well. I would pop up in the morning and just get ready to go because I got to work. I got to make the money. I got to make this happen. Completely stressed out. Not spending a lot of time with my family. If we did go out to do something, I would be in a hurry to get home so that I could work. Feeling resentful of this business, feeling resentful of this craft, right? I hadn't scrapbooked for fun in a very, very, very long time. Very long time. And I love crafting. Like scrapbooking was my respite. This is what I do to relax. And so I have all of these projects just hanging out. And I know I've said this before, we're never behind, right? The projects will be there, but I couldn't help but feel like really behind. There's just a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. Spending time with my family, going on dates with my spouse, having fun with my kid, doing things with my mom. All of this time, I'm up here trying to build this business while homeschooling my kid, sharing those responsibilities, taking care of an aging parent who I have caregiving responsibilities for, managing the household, trying to do the thing, it became too much. And I was starting to feel depressed and anxious, just things that I never felt for a continuous amount of time. Like there's been stuff in my life where I've had like some temporary issues, like something tragic happened or something traumatic happened, I was able to resolve that. But this was like ongoing feelings of depression and anxiety, and to a point where I didn't want to get up in the morning, but I just kept getting up. Now, to the rest of the world, as I'm posting on Instagram with my coffee mug and my graphic tees, and I'm, happy and blah blah blah, I was struggling, guys. I was struggling big time. And I think I was putting on a face. And I'd like to say that I'm pretty authentic, but I didn't want to like bring all my troubles out to the limelight because nobody got time for that. But I want to be real and be real about this experience, mainly because I have so many people who have approached me over the years who are like, I want to do what you're doing. But it can be, it's hard. It's very hard. So June came around. My kiddo was scheduled to go spend a week with her grandparents in Oklahoma. We did the whole grandkid drop-off thing. I came home, and my plan that week was like, okay, I am just going to, pull myself up. I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to, map out all the stuff that I need to do. I'm going to prioritize my projects. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to get ahead. I'm going to do the thing. And that Sunday, I came home, and I sat here at this desk, and I had my computer open and my planner and my list and all that. And I looked at everything that I had written down and planned strategically and doing all the things. And I burst out in tears and sobbed and said to myself, I cannot do this anymore. I do not want to do this anymore. So I shut everything down and I took the entire week off. And during that week, I sat and binge watched a lot of my favorite shows, particularly period dramas. Anything related to the royals, I'm on it. I slept. I took naps. I piddled around with some of my other crafting interests. I didn't spend a lot of time in the studio because I was tired of being up here. I spent some time with my family. Bree and I spent some time together. It was great. And I just gave myself an opportunity to take a deep breath for the first time in a very, very long time. And gave myself permission to say, hey, it's okay. You don't have to do this. You're not a slave to this business. If you want to transition, if you want to pivot, do it. Nobody's stopping you, right? So one morning at breakfast, I looked over at my spouse, Bree, and I said, I think I'm ready to be done. And one of the things she told me was, you know what, I never had, I have a full support of my family. I'm very, very lucky. She has been my biggest cheerleader this whole 7 years. And one of the things she told me was, I'm glad to hear it, but I support you whatever decision that you make. So if you want to keep the business or not, I support you, however you want to do this. But I will admit, I've been worried about you. And then I shared this information with my mom, and she said the same thing. Like, she was sad that I was not doing this anymore, but, or at least in a different way, but at least not full time. And she's like, babe, you got to do what's right for you, right? And my daughter, who had been concerned, because she's up here in the studio, we're homeschooling, she's seeing me work, also had concerns about me as well. And I missed all of those signs of burnout along the way until it finally just came to a head. So I decided that I'm going to start making the transition from full-time entrepreneurship to seeking opportunities where someone hires me for my expertise. So I have several years of experience in training and development. In one of my prior careers, I was in the human resources field. So that's one of the things I'm considering getting back into is training and development, HR, because training development's like a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Associate relations, it's okay, but I like training and development a lot better from my experience. So I'll be kind of looking at some opportunities. I'm working with a career coach right now. I'm an alumni of the University of North Texas. And so as alumni, we get career coaching services for a lifetime. So I'm definitely using those services that I paid 4 years ago. But fabulous career coach who's helping me navigate the waters. I haven't applied for jobs in like 10 years. So I'm learning all the new things, updating my LinkedIn, doing all the things. I'm in a very good place mentally and emotionally. After making this decision, it was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And so I'm in a very good place. I've been spending a lot of time relaxing and enjoying the things that I love. I'm excited about scrapbooking again. I'm excited about all the rest of the million one hobbies. You guys know I'm a serial hobbyist. Like, I love hobbies. And I've been catching up on my shows. I've been, trying to work out more consistently than what I have been. And just Bree and I are going on a day date tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. Spending more time with my kid. All of those things are coming to fruition. And I really, really, really am excited about that. So what's going to happen to Victoria Marie Designs? First of all, don't panic. I ain't going anywhere. I decided that I'm just going to go back doing what I did in 2014. And that is to continue to share this love of crafting with all of you for as long as I feel like I want to share it. I feel that I truly have built a fantastic community of people, and the engagement part is so important to me, which is why I wanted to make sure that I was able to talk to you directly about this change. I believe in nurturing my audience, and that has been consistent for a very, very long time. Those of you who've been with me, we have a lot of ride or dies here today, who've been with me for a long time, know that I want to make sure that you guys are nurtured along the way. The YouTube channel isn't going anywhere. We're up to 16,000 subscribers and growing, so that's fantastic. That just means that we have more people coming in and we're able to share our community with. So YouTube channel is still going to exist. Patreon community is still there. That ain't going anywhere. As I have time and as I have the energy and motivation, I guess, I do have ideas for future classes or workshops or something. I'm not quite sure what that looks like yet, but anything that I'm committed to for the rest of the year is going to get done. So if you're enrolled in my classes, you still have 24/7 access to the class for like indefinitely. So this doesn't change anything like that. So if you're one of my students and you're in my class, you just sign in and access your class. As far as the online virtual crops, there are only, I think we have four more. Let's see. 4 more online virtual crops, and then that'll be it. I don't plan on offering any more online crops going into 2024, at least temporarily, mainly because I don't know what my work situation is going to be like if I do accept a position somewhere, and I just want to kind of keep it open for right now until I kind of get settled into this new path that I'm on. But if I do have an opportunity to host something like that virtually or even in person, then I'll let you guys know. But for right now, in person and online virtual crops after this year, I'm just going to temporarily put that to the side. Another thing that I'm not going to be doing in the near future is Victoria Marie merch. I'm going to end up phasing that out because that's just one thing I don't really have time to do. And I would like to go a different direction in that down the road. So merch is going to be phased out, and I'll share more about that soon. What you will expect or what you will see is continued content here on the channel. I am, however, going to take a little bit of a break as I'm sort of figuring out what Victoria Marie Designs is going to look like going forward. So you won't see, I think for the next couple of weeks or so, I'm not posting any new content to the channel, but there's over 500 videos on this channel. So if you're new, you got a lot of catching up to do, my friends. So make sure you go and check that out. As far as live streams, I'm going to try starting next month to do a weekly live stream. No promises. Again, as things are kind of changing and shifting and pivoting, I do like doing lives. I just don't know at what frequency that'll look like. But again, I'll keep you posted on that. So it's going to be Victoria Marie Designs, but very much scaled back, very much light, and in a way that I can manage down the road. For right now, until that next opportunity comes along, it's business as usual. So I've got one workshop that's coming up in August. We've got the online virtual crop this weekend for July. I've got some freelance and contract obligations that I have to meet for the rest of the year. There are some well, I only am on 2 design teams. The 2 design teams that I'm on, well, not really design team. I am on the design team for Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine, so I'm not going anywhere from that. You will still see me on that design team as long as they'll have me. I'm also or developing a class for them, so I do have a project with them that I'm doing. But I love working with Scrapbooking Cards Today. I love Catherine. She is a really good friend of mine and has been phenomenal support for me as a small business owner. I'm still teaching as an instructor for One Little Word. I love working with Allie, and I love our team of instructors. They're just such really cool people, and I love that project. This is actually my 5th year doing One Little Word, and I absolutely love it. So that'll continue for as long as they have me. And then I'll just make changes along the way. But for right now, I'm prioritizing myself, my family, my health, and, living my life. Living my life. There's a lot of things that I was not able to do because I was so tied up with this business. And for those of you who have this experience of being an entrepreneur or being in a family business or whatnot, the amount of time it takes. You don't shut off. It's 24/7. It's a lot of different things. And when you're running a business that's also your hobby, that presents a unique set of challenges. So yeah, this has been an education. I don't regret anything. I regret nothing. When I first made this decision, I felt like I was a failure. But I had a friend tell me, she's like, you didn't fail. You were successful in a lot of ways. Even if it didn't translate into, let's say, increased revenue, you were successful in a lot of ways, and you need to make sure you recognize that. And she's absolutely right. And so as I go back and I take inventory of all the things that I got to experience over the past 7 years, the fact that I had this idea, I tried it, and it's in a world where, a lot of folks, we dream of a lot of things, but we may never start it. And I did it. I tried it. And now I'm moving on to something else, whatever that may look like, and really focusing on my health and enjoying my life. I'm not 100% sure if my entrepreneurial journey is over yet, but at least for now, I really, really am excited for the idea of being hired for my skills and expertise and then clocking out and going home. I don't have to take the work with me. So I really, really miss that component. But I also know that Victoria Marie Designs will be a passion project for me, something that I do on the side, continuing to deliver great content to you guys, high value, continuing to engage. If you haven't signed up for the Victoria Marie Facebook group, links down below. We're 4,000 plus strong, great community. Continuing to engage and to participate in this hobby and in this industry in a way that feels good, and a way that's a little bit less than what I have been over the past 7 years, and just enjoying the hobby again. Once I made the decision to not do this as a full-time entrepreneur, I took a really, really deep breath and got really excited to reintroduce myself back to this wonderful hobby and to explore other interests that I have as well, whether it's paper crafting or other things that I'm doing. So feel free to drop me a question in the chat. That is the news. That's the news that I'm sharing today. Again, I had thought about recording this as a video, but I really wanted to be able to just talk to you guys just directly. I believe that nurturing is very important. And so many of you have been with me literally for 8, 9 years now, 10 years now, when I first started out just as a participant in this community, in this industry, and then moving on to being, a designer, being on design teams, and all those things, to starting my own business. A lot of you have been with me for a very long time. And those of you who just found me, welcome. Don't panic. I'm still around. Still around. But it warms my heart to know that I have gotten so much support. And I will say this until the end of my days, that Victoria Marie Designs, I wasn't trying to cry. I had this here just in case. It is hard doing this. And it's not possible without you guys. Every small shop, every designer out there in this industry and other industries, we rely so heavily on your support. And the crafting community is so generous. You're generous with your time, you're generous with your money, you're generous with your ideas, with your support. And it helps to know that as a small business owner. And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. This would not be possible if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I am a very, very lucky person. And despite everything that I've been through, all the ups and downs, all the challenges, all the successes, all of the things, your support has been so constant. You could support anybody else in this industry. You could follow and subscribe to anybody else, but you've chosen to give some of that support to me. And thank you. I want to thank you guys so much for that. So, oh my God. There's no crying in scrapbooking. What is going on? Okay, don't you guys start up too. Reading the chats. Virtual hug. So anyway, I just want you to know that. I want you to know that it is. Tanya, thank you so much for the super chat. You are so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We have some of our industry friends here who've joined us, a lot of whom are small business owners themselves or who have been through this before, and they will probably definitely agree that this is sometimes not really, really easy to do. But we show up and we make the products and we teach the classes and we do the things because we're passionate about this. And we want to make sure that you are enjoying this hobby, whether it's, scrapbooking, whether it's, whatever it may be in paper crafting, that you're enjoying it and that you have lots of creative inspiration. So your love and support means the world to us, and it helps us to keep coming back. Too late, we're all crying. No. Oh my God. So that's what's going on, guys. That's the news. I am going to take maybe a couple weeks or so. I'm working on just some content that I've been wanting to do for a long time because of this sort of feeling stressed out. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you for the super chat. And if anybody else I miss, if you did a super chat, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. So I have some ideas, guys. So I've been on YouTube since 2014. And so when you've been on YouTube for a while, doing stuff, you kind of feel like sometimes you need to kind of spice things up. So now that I've sort of gotten over the hill a little bit of the overwhelm and the burnout and whatnot, I'm still kind of burnout recovery right now. I do need to take a breath and kind of step back a little bit. I have a lot of ideas of different types of videos that I want to do in relation to paper crafting. And so I'm excited to bring that to you guys. And, gosh, what else? I'll have some teaching things coming up soon. Oh, I'm doing a teaching thing with Catherine Puller, Baking Spirits Bright. I don't know if you guys have saw that or not, but myself and we have a team of instructors that are going to be doing some creative inspiration with the new Baking Spirits Bright collection from Catherine Puller. So that's going to be coming up soon. I've got some stuff with Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine that's going to be coming up. So I'm still going to be around. There's still going to be a lot of things. So I'm excited to bring it to you. And I am going to do a series for those of us who kind of lost our way with scrapbooking. And it does happen to us industry folks as well, because we don't always get to work on the projects that we want to when we're busy, cranking out content. a series talking about how I'm kind of finding my way back as a hobbyist, as a crafter. I recently did a post on the Victoria Marie Facebook group where I asked people, have you ever stopped scrapbooking? And I've been going through and slowly reading those responses. And I've just had a lot of people telling me that they're coming back to scrapbooking, or they took a break, or something was going on. And sometimes we just kind of need to find our way back. And so I'm excited to find my way back to scrapbooking. I've got a lot of projects I want to work on, and a lot of which I'm gonna share with all you guys. All right, so some quick little updates real quickly. The Victoria Marie blog, by the way, is going to be inactive really soon. I'm working on updating my website. So if you're a subscriber there and you try to go to see posts and you don't see it, that's why. It's going to be inactive. So once I have the new site up and ready to go, thank you so much for the super chat. Sunshine through me. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Once I make the website transition, then I'll launch it and then announce when the new website is up. So that's something that I've been wanting to do, and I hadn't had time to do it. So I'm taking the summer to kind of do that. So I have a static place to share my projects. It'll have a blog. It'll have links to products that I like to use, all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned for that. That's a project that I'm working on. And yeah, I think that's it for now. That's the only little update that I have, is that, and I will be taking a break from YouTube for just a little short period as I kind of get my ducks in a row and figure out what I'm going to do next. Let me go to the chat real quick, because I've been seeing the chat fly through. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, Amy's like, I'm getting nervous. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. Thank you for your support. Oh my goodness. Deb, me too. I'm always nervous when people say they have an announcement. Unless it's like, like some people are like, I have this great announcement, and then it ends up being a nothing burger. I hate those type of announcements. That I hate. Hello, Jennifer from Simple Scrapper. Thank you for joining me, friend. Thank you so much. I'm trying to zip through these. Hey, Jana, Eubank. Hey, friend. And Cody and Rhonda. I'm trying to see if there's any... Let's see. Scrap and Craft Sarah says, I remember watching your channel back in the day. Yeah. Yep. Back in the day. Hey, Jen Chapin, how are you? Thanks so much for the super chat, friend. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your support, friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, Marisha. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my goodness, this has been... I cannot tell you the mental gymnastics I went through trying to decide how I was going to share this information. Thank you, Deb. Nothing more important than your health. That is true. I didn't realize how much burnout could just take a toll on a person. And I never experienced the level of burnout that I've experienced recently. So yeah, it's been crazy. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I was going through all these comments. Melanie, you do look more relaxed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because your girl was stressed out, okay? Stressed, tired, exhausted. I mean, the whole nine. It was not pretty. Hey, Elma. Yes, been there. You have been, with burnout. Yes. Absolutely. And I think too, as we get older, thank you, Nicole. Yeah, mental health is important. As we get older, we have to make sure that we're, not stressing out, that we are taking care of ourselves, because the impact can be intense. I'm feeling a lot better, Barbara. Definitely a lot better. It's like as I think I just had, I think I ultimately, after thinking about this for over a year, I just had to make the decision. And then when I made the decision, it's like I knew that I made the right decision. Joan says, love your makeup. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Tam, you've created an amazing community. So glad to hear we'll still be able to find you. Oh yes, absolutely. I'll still be here. I'm going to take a little time away. Not a whole lot, because I've got like things I'm interested in filming and doing. Things are kind of a little bit light now that I made this decision. There's some things that I was able to take off my plate, but my YouTube channel is my baby. I love my YouTube channel. So, I'm taking a little bit of time to, one, take a deep breath, and two, figure out what content that I want to offer. Thanks, Monica, so much. Suze, yes. So Suze says this sort of change often involves a level of grief. And that is true. I think as much as I am relieved to have made this decision, thank you, Kathy, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are so generous. Thank you. Super chats are never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you. It helps support the channel. For those who don't know what super chats are, it helps support the channel. So thank you so much, guys, who have sent a super chat. But yeah, it does involve. Look at this one over here. Those of you who've been around for a while.
Hi.
Hey, baby. It does involve a certain level of grief. So at one point, I'm relieved and I'm excited for what's to come. But there is a small level of grief and working through that grief cycle that in some instances, I kind of feel like maybe if I kept just doing the things, that maybe things would get better. But I knew that there was some stuff that was working against me. You can have all the best ideas, but when you're burnt out and you're tired and you just need to let some things go, but I'm processing that grief. It's not as intense as I thought it would be. I thought I would be really, really sad to make this decision. So I'm not super sad. I'm a little sad, but I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. Jennifer says, knowing when to step back is a success too. Thank you. I need to hear that. Oh, goodness. Yes, being a one-person team is very overwhelming. It is, Kat, for sure. I am prioritizing myself. I see that a lot in the chat section. Yeah. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. Hey, Deb. We have developed great friendships as well as a new level of scrapbooking thanks to you. Thank you so much. And you know what? I think that, and we've talked about this in various different things like the online crops or whatnot, from say the first in-person crop, that crop that I hosted here in Texas yielded a group of ladies who connect and scrapbook regularly, and I'm still part of that group. But from the online virtual crops yielded another group called Tuesday Night with Scrappers. Tam, I probably messed up that name. Anyway, we have our community member, Tammy, who started that group along with another one of our community members, Dron. And those were to connect with people who were attending my online crops. And so Tuesday Night with Scrappers has grown and people have connected with that as a result. So that's any way that I can connect people, right? Connect people, find your tribe. We're one big tribe, but it's great that people are connecting. So yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I'm trying to go through to see if I've missed any questions. I think we all had our cry for today. Big hugs. Yeah, trust me, I've cried a lot over this business over the past few years. There's been a lot of tears. Oh my God. Thank you, Sue, so much. Yeah, it doesn't have to stop even if I have another job. And that's how I started. I was working full time for a nonprofit that advocates for kids in foster care. It was tough work, and I would come home and scrapbook and felt, a lot of that stress go away. That is one job that I definitely took home with me emotionally, for sure. I don't think I want to do that type of work going forward, but it's tough. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. You guys are so lovely. Thank you. Yeah. And I think it's important to just to know when it's time, Thank you, Tanya, for the super chat. I want to make sure that I thank everybody. Oh, Gina, thank you for the super chat, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, God. Deb says she had to make a similar decision 7 years ago. Yeah, it's hard. It's so hard. And I think, too, in this time where I think the industry is kind of pivoting from this, but entrepreneurial culture was a lot of that hustle culture and, 6-figure businesses, 7-figure businesses and doing the thing and working and grinding and blah, blah, blah. And for a lot of folks like myself, we just burn out. We spiral out pretty darn quick. Yeah. Thanks, Danelle. Thank you so much. We have to enable each other. Greta, you got that right. The enabling doesn't stop. If you got on here and thought I was going to say I'm going to stop enabling, please keep your credit cards close, friends. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Artsy Girl. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Plenty of crying and scrapbooking. That's so true. Thank you, Lori. Oh, I'm so glad. I know we have a lot of our friends here in this community that found me and found this channel through scrapbooking cards today. Yeah. Oh, Jane. She's at work with tears in her eyes. Oh, my goodness. Hugs to you, friend. Hugs to all of you. You guys are so fantastic. I appreciate the support. Yeah. And Jen also shared, Jen Chapin said, wishing you all the best luck. Thank you. Also burnt out in scrapbooking. Have taken 6 years, 6-year break. Yeah. You'll come back someday. But you know what? If you guys didn't know, Jen Chapin has a fantastic lifestyle working mom channel. So if you like that type of content, I watch her videos all the time. Jen, you're doing great things. Great things over there on that channel. So make sure you check out Jen Chapin's channel if you don't already. Used to be in the scrapbooking industry and then changed industries. Yeah. Doing great. You're doing great, friend. I was just actually watching one of your videos today. Your I think it was your Costco haul video. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Let me see if I'm trying to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Thanks, Trish. Okay, Jody says, will we still have access to your previous videos? Yes, you will always, always, always have access to the videos on this channel. If you are enrolled as a Victoria Marie, as a student on my online classes website, you have indefinite access to that content as well. So the videos don't go anywhere. You just, watch it whenever you like. There's over 500 of them here on this channel. So they're all there for you to enjoy. Those are not going anywhere. That was a lot of work. They ain't going anywhere. Pat says, I danced for 17 years, had to walk away from burnout. Yeah. And it's okay to make a pivot. It is perfectly okay. Hey, Cassandra. Aww. She says, I'm so sad to hear this. I wake up every morning and watch your videos, but managing this creative business is hard and full of burnout. Yeah. Well, Cassandra, you'll still be able to watch my videos. They're not going anywhere. So I'll have fresh new content here in a few weeks. I'm going to take a little break, enjoy this hot Texas heat. We're under a heat advisory. So I'm going to enjoy my summer a little bit before I get back to posting new videos. But there's new content coming for you, friend. New content coming. Awesome. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. As I said, I'm going to take a few weeks away, just kind of take a deep breath, enjoy summer a little bit, working on some behind the scenes stuff as I get ready to transition Victoria Marie Designs back to my passion, hobby, and just a little something that I make a little bit of money off of on the side, but mainly to be able to continue to share content. And that type of thing. All of the links to my socials are down in the description. So if you haven't connected with us on Facebook, I did take the link away from my blog because that's inactive. Once the new website's up, I'll let you guys know. Make sure you sign up for my e-newsletter. That's the best way to keep up. I will be doing weekly email newsletters, so I'll be sharing kind of what's going on right now. It's business as usual. I don't know. I just started the job hunt process, so I'm not in a huge hurry. I'm not in a position where I can take my time and find something that I really, really want. So meanwhile, it's just business as usual until that time. So if you're registered for the crop, I'll see you this weekend. I'll be posting some information about my August workshop. I've got some other things coming down the pike. So make sure you subscribe to my e-newsletter so you'll stay up to date with everything that's going on. And yeah, there we go. Not quite the end of an era, just a slight pivot. And I'm feeling really good about it. So thank you all so much. I love you. Thank you for your continued support. Make sure you check out my socials, the e-newsletter, the Patreon, all those good things, so you can stay in the know. I will be posting stuff to my Patreon this month as well. So if you're interested in that, come check it out. I love you guys so much. I love this community. And thank you for allowing me to share this news with you and for being so supportive as I get ready to make yet another change. That's what life is all about, right? We're always making changes. We're always pivoting. For those of you who did a super chat today, thank you so much for your generosity. Make sure you like the video. Well, it's kind of weird to say to like a video about something that's slightly sad, but it's okay. But make sure you like this live. Subscribe if you haven't. There's going to be new content coming down the pike. So super excited to actually have some time to do some different type of content here on this channel, but all very much paper crafting related and whatnot. So super excited about that. And yeah, here's to our mental health. Here's to taking care of ourselves. Here's to making hard decisions. And here's to making transitions that help us move along in life in a very healthy way. So I'll be seeing you guys around. Have a great, great rest of your day. Thanks so much for your support, everybody. I love you all. Bye.